We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button, tell me you watch this video, helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So here we are with ALF, one of the stocks possibly set to explode based off the charts if it finds a bottom, or if we're already seeing it as we see the charts on 42 Vision on the 30-minute and the 1-day. And we're also going to take a trip down towards memory lane. When I mentioned this one on the Discord back on June 15th, it went up nearly 50% plus in a single day, and we continued to trade it for the rest of that week, going into almost 2 weeks of trading it, and it went up nearly 500% in just a matter of a week and a half. And we're going to break down all the information, all the data. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity I mentioned on Friday morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, check out the link down below in the description. And we're going to go ahead and jump into everything here with ALF. So the home run of the day was spectacular, even though the S&P 500 index continues with volatility and is struggling to get back to the all-time highs. I will continue to look for opportunities every single day, and this is something you can become part of as well. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So LMFA and SNOA were the two stocks I was watching this morning, but one of them turned out to give us a home run opportunity, and that was LMFA. We caught this one in the pre-market, and in the pre-market alone, it had jumped up nearly a 10 to 20% move, pulled back down towards the bell, and it took off to a highest point of possibility of 25% plus, guys. This is what we look for every day. This is what I strive for, and the community itself is growing and learning together, and it's something you can become part of as well today. Check out the link down below in the description. We look forward to having you join us, and let's jump into these charts. So here we are with ALF, and in this video we're going to talk about all the reasons why this could be set up to explode and possibly reverse if it finds a bottom. It hasn't found a bottom just yet. It's not guaranteed, but if this was the bottom, which we're going to look at very closely, it is going to be a phenomenal time to be watching this if it consolidates with strength before the next leg up and the next catalyst to push this upwards. Because just to use an example, as this was going downwards, right, the way to prepare, it took almost 5 days to be aware of a possible reversal, but watching it and being mindful of it could always create the opportunity to try to catch the dip. And that's what I would always do, no matter what chart it is, because once I start seeing this on 42 Vision, I start watching closely, because there's a possibility of a reversal that could be forming. And there you see it. This is where the chasing happens. This is where the preparation happens before that run up. And there you go. It went from $6 all the way to $12, and that could be a possibility coming soon, whether it happens at $4, $5 and reverses to $8, reverses to $7, reverses to $10, or even beyond that. These are the levels to be watching. Now, like I stated, I mentioned this one way back in June 15th, and you could see it here on the Discord. That whole entire list that day, I remember it like it was yesterday, and just the month of June was spectacular. That whole list was a home run opportunity, every single one of them 20% plus. And that day they got 10,000, right, fulfillment and distribution orders with Uber and Lyft, okay, of tablets nationwide. So ALF is not a company that is just, doing digital services in small locations or within a certain area. It is nationwide, and it's having its contracts with Uber and Lyft. So this is still a small company with a lot of room to grow. Now, the valuation of it is pretty tough to find out because it's moved up a lot, but because of certain reasons, regardless of its valuation, based off of technicals, there's opportunities that form, because even on the way down after that big run up for almost a week and a half, it has had its runs. And I'm going to explain to you guys why it has those moments where it kind of bottoms out and it nearly doubles every single time. This is the smallest jump that it's had on the way down, and it hit $7 all the way to $8. That is still a decent 10 to 20% return. in that small jump of just a few days or hours, even if you caught it in the after hours and just held towards the next day. But let's put it into perspective here. What is the most recent low, and could it go lower? And we're going to look at it based off the 1 day on 42 vision. So the lowest point that it reached was 565. If that gets broken through, this could go to further weakness, and the lowest point before the June 15th run was 339, and if you want to just round that up to 350, you can. Those were the lowest points. So anything between 350 and right here at these lows here of 565, that is something to watch, because the bears could dominate and try to pull this down as far as possible. But in that area, if there's consolidation, that is going to show some strength. But if consolidation happens above 565, this is a huge opportunity, and we're going to break it all down here today. So one of the main things that I like about ALF is the fact that it has a low float. Low float means that things are very volatile, because they can quickly move up, they can quickly move down. And the daily average volume for the last 10 days is 1 million, and that's nearly of the outstanding shares, about 10% of the float. When these days were happening, volume was in the millions beyond the total float, flipping back and forth. So it's very interesting how fast low floats can move if they pick up enough traction. Now this has been in a slow downward trend, so it is speculative, and the reason why I'm going to call this a penny stock is because it came from penny stock range of $3, $4, and even down here at $2 before pushing upwards, and it's just been coming right back down to it without finding a bottom. If this reaches the 5s, it is officially in penny stock territory, and if it goes below it and can't find a bottom or a consolidation period, even if it's below $5, it is showing extreme weakness, and it is going to be something to be aware of. And that is why I'm going to watch this very carefully and also have a stop loss in mind. Like, where is it that I'm going to be willing to risk? How much to the downside, or am I going to average down? Those are things I'm going to reanalyze, and you as an investor will have to go ahead and make your own proper decisions by rationalizing based off of your due diligence and what you see in the charts. Now, again, 42 vision on the 30-minute, it is struggling to stay up. It is trying. And then on the 1 day though, things are trying to shift back up. Okay. Now I don't want to rush into this or be too quick to say this is officially a reversal. Why? Because every time it's done that, those are not dead cat bounces, but bull traps every single time. It has not seemed to find a bottom. Now, if 565 turns out to be a bottom, that is going to be a clear sign of some strength. If we consolidate around this area, or if it goes the next leg up and consolidates up here in the 5s all the way up to the 7s or 6s, anywhere in that area will actually show true strength, and it can actually be an opportunity. This is why it is so important to be watching this very carefully. It is very close to the 5s, sitting in the 6s right now after market hours. The lowest point that it hit in the day is right here of about $6. So very, very close. And on the 30-minute, you can just continue to see that downward direction, downward pressure, and it's just creating bull traps all along the way, but also creating opportunities of 5 to 10% catching it at the bottoms and getting out at the rips. I mean, this right here was nearly a 25% move in just a matter of 2 or 3 days. So it is being filled with opportunities regardless. It just comes down to timing and execution, and 42 vision allows me to see it. So the low float here, you can see the shares outstanding is 10 million, the share float is 8 million, and the short float is 10%. Believe it or not, even though that seems like very low in other standards because 20% is pretty high, but with this amount of share float, 10% is a huge piece of the whole entire puzzle here of the shares outstanding and the share float overall. The short ratio, which is the days to cover, is 0.24. I'm going to be watching for this to go higher, and if the short float continues to rise or stay within those levels and the stock reverses, it could end up trapping shorts and creating way beyond just a natural reversal of strength, if not a possible squeeze due to the fact of this data. The amount of low float that this has is what really creates those big movements to the upside every single time that we see. And just like we saw here the last several days, 20 to 25%. But again, it all comes down to timing and execution of trying to catch the dip. It's very hard to time the dip, but like I said, with 42 vision, I'm able to avoid the areas of weakness and also create an opportunity catching the areas of strength that are trying to hold up before the reversal, and then actually being able to see once the reversal is ending right before it comes right back down to where it all started, creating an opportunity for me to catch 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%. And this is something you can gain access to as well by checking out the 42 vision tier level down below. But this is one of the stocks possibly set to squeeze or even explode without a short squeeze due to the technicals once it finds a bottom. If this turns out to be the bottom, this is a great time to be watching this. And I'm going to be watching for consolidation or strength to the next leg up and consolidate at newer highs. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.